Hey, yo, check this. All right, fam, what is up? You are back. We're going to be breaking down key levels, technicals, news, and information you need to know as a trader and investor. We're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and much more in this video. So you do not want to miss a second of this update. But let's not waste any more of your precious time. Hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. If you missed today's live stream, go ahead and check out the live stream, especially the end of it. We had a little bit of drama in there, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want. But this is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, facts, and data and show you what's going on. And again, if you want to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the merch store. I got some of the merch on right now. You can check that out. Link down in the description, and I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and hop right in. So let's show you what's going on for AMC, GME, and SPY. So you can see right now that we are going to be looking at some of the fundamental data for AMC and GME, and then I'll hop in some technicals for GME. So right now we have 1.7 million shares available to short for AMC at time of recording. You can see that its FinTel's being a little bit weird giving us our report, so I kind of want to reconfirm with this site Chart Exchange, which is really good, and it's saying 1.7. So yeah, right now 1.7 million shares at time of recording, and we have 2.8 million for GameStop stock at a cost to borrow of 0.42%. AMC's cost to borrow is sitting at about 1.51%. Now, if you don't know what's going on with GME recently had announced that they're going to be filing for a 20 million share dilution, and that's why GME started to pull back after earnings. Now, GME is on a bit of recovery. Now, I talked about a massive gap fill to the upside, and I'm telling you, GameStop will come up to at least 21.08 all the way to about 23.14, because that's where the gap fill is here on the daily time frame. What I believe to be happening now is GameStop is building a floor where it can build a base and push up to those levels. Now, we had good news today. GME broke above this sloping support and resistance here. You can see that GME broke above the sloping support and resistance, and that is one of the things that I told you needed to happen for GME to show signs of recovery. So GME is breaking above that sloping support and resistance. The next thing we want to look for GME stock is, can it break above this key level of 2044? You can see that that was a big problem today to try to break above that level. We couldn't stay above that level. We got knocked down below. We had to find support. What I think we're going to be doing tomorrow is finally confirming 2044 as support. So if we do confirm 2044 as support and break above it and hold that level, we should be able to easily pull off a green day for GME stock tomorrow, and that could be the start of our recovery, moving back towards that key level of 23.32. Again, we always want to remember that key level of 23.32. It's a major level, the level we want to break above to start heading towards $25, because again, we want the liquidity to start drying up. We want the shorts to have pressure, so we want to move towards $25, $30 for GME stock. So this is what I'm looking at as far as the technicals are concerned. What I can expect for tomorrow morning, I'm thinking we're going to consolidate here and pre-market slightly underneath that 2044 level, drop down to about 2028, find support around that range, and then get a push to the upside. I don't think we're going to need to retest $20 tomorrow, but there is a chance that we have to retest $20. Now, something we want to pay attention to tomorrow, because it is Friday, you're going to be looking at max pain. So let's go ahead and look at GME max pain, because this comes into play normally on Fridays, as market makers like to push price towards that max pain level so they can get the most out of options. So you can see that max pain for AMC is sitting at about $5. Let's go ahead and pull up a different website, Chart Exchange, which is a great website, and you can see that max pain for GameStop is sitting at $21.50. So the market makers are going to want to try to push GameStop towards $21.50 and try to push AMC towards that $5 price, because that's where they make the most out of options premium. Basically, max pain is the price where they'll market makers will collect the most for selling options. So that's where they like to push the price. So looks like we have an upside target for max pain, and we could be seeing a potential bullish Friday here for GME stock. So it's going to be very interesting to see if GME can pull off a bullish Friday. Bullish Fridays are always good. So that is what I'm looking at for GME as far as technicals are concerned and what we could potentially see here for tomorrow. Also, just real quickly, zooming out with GME, I just want to point out that we are still looking good. We've broken out of this overall falling wedge here on the macro, and we are in an overall uptrend. I want to see GME continue to hold that $20 level, major psychological level. We want to stay above that level, and again, I want to see if GME can start getting that recovery. Once GME announces that the share dilution is over, it definitely should get a pump to the upside. And I also believe that GME is going to do very, very well in a lower rate environment. And I believe that the Fed is possibly going to be cutting rates here in September. So as the rates go down, stocks like GME and AMC are going to do much, much better. So I really don't see any reason to sell GME stock, in my personal opinion, here on the macro. So that's what I'm looking at for GME stock. Let's go ahead and move into AMC and show you what's going on for AMC. Now, AMC, I already gave you all the fundamental data. They have a decent amount of shares for both stocks, a little bit less for AMC. AMC did something decent today, confirming that 490 level as support by closing above that level and confirming it here in after hours. I think what we're going to do is consolidate above this level of 490 here tomorrow, probably briefly drop down to as low as 486. So we'll go ahead and actually put that in there as a brief drop down to 486. But I'm going to leave my prediction like this because what I think is going to actually happen is we'll probably use 490 as support off the rip and be able to push to the upside. Again, market makers are going to want to push AMC towards $5. That way they can collect that premium. Now, I don't really see them wanting to close over $5 because then $5 calls would be in the money. So they'll probably want to close around $4.99, $4.98 in that range. If we want to beat the market makers, we want to see AMC close above the key levels of 502, because if we can get above 502, we can start getting into those ranges where things start to get sticky for the short sellers around 525, 550, and of course $6. We also have a major point where we could start to take off if we break above the 50 moving average. 50 moving average on the daily time frame is sitting at 505. So if we can break above 502, then we can go to that 505 resistance. If we break above 505, that's where AMC can really start to move. Now, I've been watching volume over the past couple of days on both the meme stocks. GME volume kind of picking up a little bit. Volume is also an indication of maybe you could see if they're diluting shares, or if things are really going to start picking up. Once volume picks up on the meme stocks, that's going to help us move to the upside. We want to see that volume increase. You can see that volume's been in an overall downtrend. We want to see volume spike to the upside because that's going to be indication that we could see a move to the upside. If we break above 505 for AMC, that's going to also show indication that we can start really pushing to the upside. Now, as far as AMC is concerned, we have these sell walls here at about 496 to about 502. So they are trying to keep us under that level, and we did hit those sell walls today. AMC is kind of like eating them up because we need to get price action in there to make the sell walls disappear to get all those orders out. So AMC is kind of like eating those orders up, but we still have those sell walls here. We have buy orders down here. So if we did move down towards 481, 472, I'd expect AMC to get a decent bounce. What I'm expecting tomorrow is probably for them to push it towards that $5 max pain level. You can see that we have to get past those sell walls, but right now AMC is breaking out of an overall falling wedge. You can see the falling wedge marked here in yellow. We broke above it, we came down and we used it as support. That's probably going to lead AMC to start pushing to the upside, especially the fact that we're trying to get back inside this overall channel, this channel that's been in an overall uptrend, and that is a very good key sign that we could be still playing out in this fractal, moving into the final phases where we see that push up, bull flag consolidation, and really start to move to the upside. A key level to break is that $6 level. So if we do break and hold $6, that's when AMC is really going to start to fly. And similar for AMC, if GME can break and hold $30, that's when GME can really start to fly. It's a major level of support and resistance for those two stocks, the levels I just mentioned, and shorts are heavily underwater at those levels that I just mentioned for the meme stocks. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC. It's not all doom and gloom. We're still in these overall consolidation range for both the stocks. GME is just a little bit more volatile because the range is a little bit bigger. GME's range is for anywhere from like The low end, it did go into the teens, but it's basically been above 20 and then like below 30. So it's been consolidating in that like $10 range. AMC's range is much smaller. So it's been consolidating basically between like $6, you know, $5.90 and like $4.60. So the range is just much, much smaller for AMC stock, and that's why it seems like AMC stock's not moving and GME is moving crazy, but they're really both just in a massive consolidation range after a push to the upside, and I believe that's building a base, a bullish base to push to the upside. We're seeing a lot of macro technicals showing that both of the stocks are going bullish. We see green monthly MACD on AMC, on GME. We see green weekly MACD on AMC. We also are seeing buy signals on the super trends on some of these bigger time frames for like AMC stock. We're seeing them break above the 200 moving average. Like AMC is breaking above the 200 moving average on the daily time frame, which is a signal to traders that this stock is bullish on the macro. We also have that golden cross on the daily time frame. There's a ton of things showing that we're going bullish on the macro. I talked about it yesterday where the 5-year MACD is going green, which is a very rare lagging indicator that takes a lot of confirmation to go through. Also, we talked about things like improving fundamentals. AMC's fundamentals are improving right now, so things are looking good for AMC in my personal opinion, and looking good for GME in my personal opinion, especially once they announce that dilution is over. Here's that 5-year MACD that I was talking about, a very rare signal that is now flashing green. That hasn't happened since 2020 and 2021. We have 5-year MACD green. Someone pointed out that GME's 5-year MACD is green. I haven't confirmed that yet, but if you want to let me know in the comments down below, that would be also another indication showing that we are the same amount of bullish, if not more bullish, than we were in 2020 and 2021 before we had the big run up on the meme stocks. Also, fundamentals are improving. Wolverine and Deadpool did absolute numbers. We have the Ushers tour coming up. Beetlejuice is doing numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are definitely moving in the right direction as far as fundamentals are concerned. I talked about it here on this tweet, and again, follow me on Twitter if you want more updates and predictions. But you can see I talked about it here on this tweet. Q3 and Q4 numbers are looking like they're going to be absolutely ecstatic, and we're doing different things like the concerts. So fundamentals are definitely improving, and it really doesn't seem like there's any reason for short sellers to short AMC stock or GME stock sitting on so much cash, because again, the fundamentals are improving. We're doing different things like the concerts, and I showed you in my last video where I went out to my local AMC. AMC is literally popping. People are buying the popcorn. People are buying food. AMC is not going anywhere, and especially since the debt restructuring deal, it's not going anywhere, and short thesis is dead in my personal opinion. So this is what I'm looking at for the meme stock. Still bullish on the macro aspect of things. We might see, you know, some messed up stuff here in the short term, but I believe that we are consolidating because we haven't broke down yet, and best believe that this pattern is going to break one way or the other. I think it's going to break to the upside, especially that we have this falling wedge breakout and we're breaking back inside of this channel. I think we are going to break to the upside, but this has been nothing but an overall consolidation range, basically a giant bull flag that's going to lead to another move to the upside. And I also broke it down on my other video. There's 100 million things showing that this type of consolidation that we're seeing on AMC is the same type of consolidation that we've seen back in 2021. I broke that down on another video, so I'm not going to break that all down here, but you can see that same pennant bull flag type shape. You can see that the volume spikes are the same. You can see that we have green monthly MACD, which is the same. We have the super trend buy signal on the weekly, which is the same. We have the pattern playing out, the fractals playing out. There are so many things showing that this consolidation that we're seeing right now is the same as 2021. So that's what I'm looking at for AMC stock. Let's go ahead and move into SPY, and then we'll move into Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. So SPY getting a decent recovery to the upside. Honestly, right now, at this point, I think SPY is going to push up towards these higher levels. I think SPY has a target of 5. Let me go ahead and move in here. 560.87. I think SPY is going to push up for this level, and if SPY breaks above 560.87, then it could push for 565.06. So we want to be watching that very, very closely. Now, if you look at what's going on RSI on the 4-hour time frame is getting overbought. So we're definitely overbought on these smaller time frames, and we're starting to see a slight bit of divergence as prices continuing to go up, but RSI is starting to trend low. It's not really forming just yet. You can see it here on the 30-minute time frame, RSI making a lower high while price makes a higher high. It's not officially bearish divergence yet, but it's starting to form. So what this is telling me is price is going to continue to rally up, and then it's going to flatten out. So once price rallies up, and I'll show you what I mean here, it's going to rally up, then it's going to flatten out, and once it flattens out, it's going to correct back to the downside. But right now, SPY is in an overall uptrend, and I believe that SPY is going to remain in this overall uptrend until this yellow sloping support and resistance is broken to the downside. This uptrend is intact, so I expect more upside for SPY. The major things that you want to be looking for to confirm more upside is, does it stay above the level of 556.64? If it broke below that and used it as resistance, I would expect a move to the downside. But what I'm expecting tomorrow for SPY, especially with this bullish consolidation that I see here, you have this move up and this bullish consolidation. I'm expecting it consolidate in the morning, then probably break above this level here, which is 558.62. If that is confirmed as support, you're going to move towards that 560.87, and I think that's going to be the target for tomorrow. That SPY is going to move towards that 560.87. Now, as far as what we have for data drops tomorrow, we have Michigan consumer sentiment, which is pretty big. It's a 3-star event, so we want to watch for that. That happens at 10 a.m. So watch for the change in the market around 10 a.m. You definitely want to watch for this data drop because it is going to be a big deal. That drops at 10 a.m. So watch for volatility around that time in the market to see if anything changes. Now, what I'm expecting again is SPY to push up probably towards this 560.87. And if it breaks above that level, it could make another move to the upside. But I think SPY is going to continue up in my personal opinion. Also, I'm seeing NASDAQ has these 2 gap fills to the upside. So NASDAQ going up to fill these gaps would take SPY up. I think NASDAQ's going to possibly come up and fill these gaps and then pull back down. Why do I think it's going to pull back down instead of continuing up in a bull run? Well, if you go ahead and look at the weekly MACD, you can see that the weekly MACD is red. Also, you can see that the monthly RSI is sitting in overbought territory. Normally, when you get overbought on the monthly time frame, that's when you get these big corrections. You can see that here, you can see that here, you can see that here. Once you get RSI that high, you normally get those bigger corrections, and that's why I think the market is still topping out. I think we're in a complacency stage, and we're going to see a drop to the downside, but not before we fill this gap and maybe even this gap to the upside on NASDAQ, which would take SPY with it and unfortunately take SQQQ down to fill this gap before pumping to the upside. SQQQ RSI extremely oversold. So I think SQQQ is going to be finding a bottom soon, maybe coming down to this gap fill at about like 761, but then bouncing to the upside. And that overall would be a higher low on SQQQ if it did come down to that level, or a potential double bottom, because you see bottom 1, bottom 2. So there is still a lot of hope for SQQQ to bounce to the upside, and showing me that it's going to bounce to the upside, and showing me that the market is going to be topping out in my personal opinion. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC. BTC, same as yesterday, it confirmed that overall bull flag. I think Bitcoin is going to be consolidating and making a move to the upside. Now, I showed everybody this today, that Bitcoin is basically in fire sale territory. This rainbow chart is extremely useful because you could literally use it to sell the tops. You can see every time once it got into the red or over the red or into the orange and yellow, it was time to let go and time to take profits. It was the top of each bull run. You can see once it got down here in the purple and the blue, it was time to buy. Well, you can see right now price is literally in the blue. I think that we are actually consolidating before a huge move to the upside, because you can see that this bull run that we had only went up into the green, which is like an accumulation range. We didn't really test like these huge overbought bubble territories. What I'm thinking is actually going to happen is Bitcoin is going to consolidate in this bull flag and push to the upside in a big way, believe it or not. I'm thinking 80, 90, maybe even 100K. Now, this could take a long time. This is on the macro, so this bull flag could take a long time to play out. But I'm thinking this is what we're going to see. Maybe an accumulation underneath 60K would be very, very bullish for anybody trying to get into this. Again, this is not financial advice, but if you're buying under 60K, you're definitely getting a good deal. And you can see here from this chart, you're literally in the fire sale accumulation territory. So I believe that people are accumulating BTC, and it is going to push to the upside. Another thing showing us right now that BTC is bullish is that there's a lot of fear in the crypto market. Again, you want to buy the fear and sell the greed. Well, right now the crypto market is on fear. So it's not like we are just at all-time highs. People are literally fearful. They're bearish. They're thinking Bitcoin's going to break underneath 50K and dump. If it did lose 50K, it definitely would dump down. And that's a buying opportunity, huge buying opportunity in my personal opinion, especially after showing you that macro chart. But I believe that this is an accumulation range and Bitcoin's actually going to make a decent move to the upside. I think even in a recession or depression, it would go up. And I think that's why gold is going up, because we are moving into a recessionary type time. And that's why gold is going up. And I think Bitcoin is going to even outperform gold. I think this is a huge opportunity. There's definitely a good buying opportunity here for Bitcoin and Ethereum in my personal opinion. And I might even start accumulating. I've been waiting for these dips down here, like dips like this, or a break below 50K, but I think that might be a mistake. So I might start just accumulating anything under 60K. I think we might stay under that range for a little bit longer, but I think we're going to get a break above that and then break out of this overall bull flag, moving towards 75, 80, maybe even 90 or 100K. And I think we're going to see a decent move up for BTC when it does make the move. I mean, look how basically low we are on the chart. We have a lot of room to run to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at for BTC. More things to show that that's probably happening is that we're cooling down RSI on the weekly. We're cooling down RSI on the monthly, and giving us room to run so we can push the upside. Again, we're building a bullish floor at these higher levels so we can take off. And if you see what Bitcoin has done, it's used the last pumps as support. So you can see the pump here. You then get a new bull run. You come down and use that as support. You see that pump right here. You get a new bull run, you come down, you use that as support, and then you take off. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think Bitcoin's going to remain in an overall uptrend because it is a fixed cap. Inflation is going to remain in the U.S. economy, and as the dollar inflates away, Bitcoin will not, because it has a fixed cap and it's proof of work, and it's going to continue to hold value and increase in value in my personal opinion. And I think it's one of the best assets that someone can get into, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin in the overall cryptocurrency market. I don't think an overall altcoin season would pop off until Bitcoin makes this overall move to the upside, and that's when I think the altcoin season will happen. The reason why I don't think we've seen an altcoin season is because we didn't get into those crazy bubble territories. You can see that Bitcoin crashed down, and then the big rally we had, which was absolutely huge, a 300% gain, only went into the accumulation range. So we are still in accumulation for BTC. So this is the video, short, sweet, and to the point. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, leave a comment down below. That's a great way to support for absolutely free, and I appreciate y'all because I could not be here without y'all. Y'all can check out the merch store if you like. I'm rocking some of the merch right now, so you guys can check that out. We have shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stuff for pets, all types of things. New drops coming out all the time. This is going to be linked down in the comment section in the description if you want to check that out. I also have a Discord as well. It's a market support group. It's $75 right now, normally a value of $150. You want to get in before it goes up. If you want to get into that, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5. Once you hit me up on the email, say, hey, I want to join the Discord, I'll send you information about the Discord, payment information. Payment is made via PayPal or Cash App. Once you send payment, I'll send you the link to get in, and it's as easy as that. And I appreciate you if you watch to the end of this video, because so few people watch to the end, and that really, really helps me out a lot, especially leaving likes and comments. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that's the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. I'd appreciate it if y'all gave me a follow as well. You can get all that information linked down below. Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff linked down in the description, man. And I appreciate you if you watch to the end, because so few people watch to the end, and it truly helps me out a lot. Leave a comment down below and check out the merch store if you like. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.